While Avengers: Infinity War crowned a decade of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with a massive production, it featured a behind-the-scenes process far more complex and interesting than what viewers saw on screen. Specifically, one of the most striking details was the extreme measures Marvel took to prevent spoiler leaks. Distrusting actors like Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo, who are notorious for letting secrets slip, producers withheld the full script from most of the cast and even provided misleading scripts containing fake scenes to some. For instance, Tom Holland completed his space battle scenes by punching the air without even knowing who his opponent was, while many other actors only learned about the shocking dusting scene in Wakanda while in their trailers on the way to the set, and Chadwick Boseman reportedly didn't realize Black Panther had died until he saw the final film at the premiere. The opening scene of the film, the massacre on the Asgardian ship, actually takes place just minutes after the end of Thor, Ragnarok, and the directors held lengthy meetings with Kevin Feige to ensure this seamless transition. The person voicing the distress call heard at the beginning of the scene is actually Jon Favreau, the director of the Iron Man films and the actor behind Happy Hogan. This serves as a small testament to the sheer number of internal references Marvel embeds within its universe. Furthermore, the fight choreographies in the film were specifically designed according to the power levels of the characters. The moment where Captain America holds back Thanos' hand in Wakanda, briefly surprising the Titan, is, according to the directors, a physical manifestation of Steve Rogers' never-give-up will, and Thanos' surprise stems from this unshakable determination rather than Steve's raw strength. In one of the original script drafts, there was a massive battle sequence depicting Thanos invading the planet Xandar to seize the Power Stone. However, the directors decided to cut these scenes entirely, assuming the audience already anticipated this destruction and wanting to start the story at a point where Thanos was already powerful. This decision allowed the audience to feel Thanos' threat level much more rapidly, as he easily subdued invincible names like Hulk and Thor within the very first minutes of the film. Furthermore, the film's sound design harbors a hidden genius. The heavy metal sounds emanating from Thanos' armor with every step were mixed using actual military vehicle sounds to reinforce the image of him as an unstoppable tank. There are also many hidden details regarding character designs and dialogues. The visual illusions Thanos uses while describing his homeworld to Doctor Strange on the planet Titan are actually enhanced versions of effects used in previous Marvel films. Additionally, the nanotechnology armor Tony Stark utilizes against Thanos during the battle on Titan was inspired by the Model Prime armor from the comics, and every piece of this suit was simulated to shapeshift according to Stark's immediate needs. The famous line, "Why is Gamora?", which followed the "Who is Gamora?" exchange, was entirely improvised by Dave Bautista on the spot during filming. A revolutionary production from a technical standpoint, the film holds the title of being the first Hollywood movie shot entirely with IMAX digital cameras. This visual depth reached its peak in the creation of Thanos, who was positioned as the film's central protagonist. Brought to life by Josh Brolin using motion capture technology, Thanos became the character with the most screen time, appearing for approximately 29 minutes. To limit his power and give the heroes a fighting chance, the directors introduced a fist-clenching rule that differed from the comics. Thanos could only harness the power of the Infinity Stones when he closed his hand. Furthermore, the famous spider sense scene, where the hair on Peter Parker's arm stands up on the bus, was not a digital effect as many assumed, but a completely natural reaction achieved by a crew member secretly blowing on Tom Holland's ear. In the scenes where Thanos' army The Outriders attacks Wakanda. Specialized software was used to ensure that each of the thousands of creatures moved as if possessed by an individual artificial intelligence. Additionally, the quiet and peaceful final scene where Thanos watches the sunset in front of a hut was actually filmed at the Benedict rice terraces in the Philippines. To film this scene, the production team made special agreements with local farmers and completed the shoot with minimal equipment to preserve the area's natural texture. As for the sound effects during the forging of Thor's new weapon, Stormbreaker, that iconic destructive sound was achieved by striking massive metal blocks together and digitally processing the sounds of storms. The director's conscious choice not to include the Avengers Assemble line during the Great Battle in Wakanda was a strategic decision by the Russo brothers, who felt that since the team was fractured and defeated in this film, the iconic rallying cry would only gain true meaning in the following movie where victory was possible. Similarly, while Bruce Banner's inability to transform into the Hulk was widely interpreted by fans as Hulk being afraid of Thanos, the directors clarified that it was actually an identity crisis and a protest from the Hulk, who had grown tired of being used by Banner solely as a weapon, a crucial narrative detail that served as a vital building block for the character's eventual transformation in Endgame. The visual effort invested in Thanos' snap is truly staggering. For the effect of characters turning to dust, a theme of cold and soulless erasure was chosen instead of simple ash. To create this, VFX teams developed specialized software that simulated how human tissue would disintegrate at a molecular level. In the poignant scene where Peter Parker vanishes in Tony Stark's arms, the fact that Spider-Man turns to dust more slowly is entirely due to his spider sense. Because his body sensed the impending disaster seconds in advance, his consciousness fought against the erasure, resulting in a much more dramatic and prolonged scene. Scenes cut during the film's editing phase also provide important clues about the story's depth. For example, in the original cut of Tony Stark and Pepper Potts' park scene, the character Happy Hogan, played by Jon Favreau, was also present, dealing with paparazzi. Additionally, there was a much longer dialogue sequence where Thanos showed Gamora scenes from the past to explain his love and disappointment toward her. However, these parts were shortened to maintain the film's pacing. Scenes where the Guardians of the Galaxy discover dozens of missed messages from Nebula and Peter Quill mourns to a sad song are also among the details that came to light in the Blu-ray extras. All these secrecy protocols, improvised lines, and technical details have elevated Infinity War from being just a superhero movie to one of the most meticulously planned giant projects in cinema history.